There is a handful of overlock stitches on the Singer Elite ME457, and you'll find these on most Singer machines, so if yours is a different model, follow along because you can learn lots. Here's what you want to do. First, you'll find any of the stitches that actually jump to the right. So I'm going to be using, I'll actually do all three of these, but all three of them have the same similarities. There's a bite that's going to jump over the edge of the fabric and keep it from unraveling any further. That's what an overlock stitch can do. It can also, because you see some straight stitches, you can also have it kind of be a construction seam as well and be sewing and overlocking at the same time. So what you need to do is adjust the length, and you might do that on some scrap fabric and kind of feel out what the look is that you're going for. How wide the stitch is, you can adjust that up here. I would keep the needle position to the center for right now. And you can use your regular presser foot. You're just going to guide the fabric just kind of on the inside of the edge, because what you want to do is your needle that jumps to the right needs to actually go off the edge of the fabric. That's what's going to lock it in place. If you don't get it to go all the way off, then this fabric here is going to unravel through washings and wearings, and then eventually the stitch will play a part. But if you can get it right now, that's easiest. And if you have seen your blind hem foot in your accessory box, pull it out, because this is actually an adjustable guide. And what you can do is you can adjust it so you can have something to follow and have the foot follow right along the edge of the fabric. So let me just do it first without it, and then I'll show you kind of a look of what it's going to look like with the foot with the guide. We'll use this as like a test run to see how our length is, how our width is, or if we want it any wider. But all in all, you want that jump of the needle to come off the edge. So I can see I need to make it a little bit wider so it really comes off the edge, while still having enough fabric underneath my foot to kind of give it something to go on. Now, to do the other stitches, to get the blue stitch, turn it to the blue S1, S for stretch is what it stands for, and the red S2 will give you the red stitch here. Again, you still will have the adjustments for how wide you want it to be, but now the machine does take over for how long it's going to be. But that's how easy it is to just go between all three stitches, see which one you like the best. So let's stitch out a few more. I've switched over to that blind hem foot, and this is what the first stitch looks like, and it's exactly what I was going for. The stitch is jumping over the edge, and then here, let's just move this guide a little further, and we're going to start with the blue stitch first, and we'll just see if we have it lined up, what we're looking for. So the reason that you can adjust the stitch length is because it is a stitch that goes forward and back, as you can kind of see, but all you have to do here is just keep it guided with the foot, and it will really do the look that you're after. Let's do that other one. We'll just give it a couple stitches right here at the end. But this is really a great technique to make sure that things are looking good in and when you are on the inside of the clothing or pillowcases or garments. You really are going to need to do something to these edges. So you can pick which one you like. Actually, I like all three of them. This one would actually sew the fastest just because it doesn't have the back and forth, but you can see that this would also create a stitching line. I'm going to show you one more thing to use these stitches for, and you can use this to both construct and overlock at the same time. We're going to start with a curved piece of knit fabric and some ribbing that I'm going to fold in half. So to apply this would be like the t-shirt neckline that you have. So all you have to do is kind of get it started. And I'm going to, again, just kind of for speed, do the black overlock stitch that we had started with. And then that way it will just kind of travel down. As I take a few stitches, I'm going to lengthen it out just a little bit. Now that the fabric is a little bit thicker, you usually pull on the ribbing because it's usually smaller than the opening. And just keep that kind of hugged up against that guide. But look what you end up with when you're done. This will be enough to give you an idea. Slide it out. So this is the stitch that I went ahead and picked. It has the stretch, hence the name stretch stitch, but it's also the seam and overlock all in one pass. So if that is something that your pattern is calling for or the look that you're wanting to achieve, you will be able to do that with any of those 3 stitches on that overlock setting. Adjust the length, try them all out, see which one you like the best. Check out all the videos on the Singer Elite ME457. We've got a link below where you can start back at the beginning and kind of binge watch your way through all the techniques that we are teaching.